Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning for another news update for Wednesday, August 20, 2025. And I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, taxi operators are charged under the Larceny Act. 2 taxi operators have been charged with a conspiracy and a larceny of motor vehicle following an incident on Burlington Avenue on August 10. Charged are 31-year-old Jeremy Knight, a taxi operator of Long Lane, Kingston 8, and 22-year-old Shai Smythe, a taxi operator of Hillview Terrace, Kingston 19. According to reports from the Halfway Tree Police, the complainant parked his Toyota Hiace bus in the area about 4:40 p.m. and went to an event. On his return about 10:05 p.m., he discovered that the vehicle was missing. The police were alerted and a report was then filed. On Monday, August 11, Knight and Smythe were apprehended by lawmen along the Bogwalk Main Road in St. Catherine while they were effecting repairs on the stolen vehicle. Both men were charged on Monday, August 18, following a question and answer session in the presence of their attorneys. Court dates for both are being finalized. Man allegedly held with a gun in Bellas Gate, St. Catherine, remanded. A St. Catherine man who was allegedly found with an illegal gun at a shop was on Tuesday remanded when he appeared in the parish court. Charged with possession of a prohibited weapon is Tyrone Morgan, a 32-year-old laborer of Bellas Gate in the parish. When Morgan appeared before parish court judge Janita Smichael, the matter was ordered transferred to the gun court, with the case set to be heard on September 19. Allegations are that on August 8, the police were on mobile patrol in Bellas Gate when Morgan was observed with a bag in his possession. He was accosted and the bag was searched. The police say a 9mm pistol was discovered inside. Morgan was arrested and is subsequently charged. Woman charged with murder in alleged love triangle granted $900,000 bail. A fish vendor accused of fatally stabbing another woman during an alleged love triangle dispute in June was on Tuesday granted $900,000 bail when she appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court. The 55-year-old Sharon Young, otherwise called Rochi, of Bull Bay, is charged with murder in relation to the June 28 stabbing death of 56-year-old Nicey Green Edwards of Long Bay, Portland. Allegations are that on June 28 at about 1:30 a.m., Young visited Green Edwards' boyfriend's home on Mountain View Avenue in St. Andrew, where both women became embroiled in a heated confrontation. The situation escalated into a physical altercation, during which the deceased reportedly received a fatal stab wound. In court on Tuesday, Young's attorney, Javid Grant, made an application for bail on humanitarian and health grounds. He also urged the court to consider that the issue of self-defense was very much alive and would be central to the defense's case. The accused was subsequently offered a bail by Parish Judge Peter Wilson. As part of her bail conditions, Young is to report regularly to the police, reside outside of the parish, and is barred from contacting any Crown witnesses involved in the matter. A stop order has also been placed on Young, who was ordered to surrender all travel documents. She is to return to court on November 3. Electors weigh loyalty and the pressing daily needs. After living in Morant Bay, St. Thomas for more than 40 years, street vendor Denise said on Monday that she has never seen a reason to vote and does not even know the candidates contesting the upcoming September 3 polls. "Me not see no reason for vote," she said flatly while balancing her wash rags and the Scotch-Brite scoring pads as she sought buyers in the scorching mid-morning sun. First-term incumbent Member of Parliament Dr. Michelle Charles, who broke a 6-term run in St. Thomas Eastern by the People's National Party's Dr. Fenton Ferguson, is seeking a second term under the Jamaica Labour Party. This while facing a strong challenge from veteran local government representative and the PNP candidate Evan Shaw. However, Denise, when asked which one of the women she will be supporting, quickly asked, which one of them are Shaw, PNP or Labourite, while explaining that she does not know either of them. The single mother who has lived her entire life in Eastern St. Thomas says neither party has ever given her a reason to participate in the political process. If me can get some money, that would have good, as me have a picnic without father. If me can get some money, fi send me daughter go back to school and food fi eat, cause enough time me dey hungry. So me not even see the reason, then me might vote. But if not, me stay in my house, she told the news. God am my government right now, and him me pray to and him help me. She said that none of the representatives has convinced her of why she should vote, but she would be minded to vote for whichever party helps her. Me tell my daughter one morning, if me see a party that can help me will vote, PNP or JLP. A one speech can convince me right now, money, some good money, she declared while laughing. Like Denise, many constituents in St. Thomas Eastern are weighing political loyalty against the pressing day-to-day needs. For some, long-standing allegiances remain firm. Charles, who has represented the seat since 2020, is campaigning on the JLP's infrastructural investment and the development push in the parish. She points to ongoing projects like the South Coast Highway, the Sparks Youth Program, and the New Town Center in Morantabie as evidence of progress. I practically live in my seat, Charles told the news following her nomination at the Cook Methodist Church. What I would say to the people is, this Andrew Holness government is one that loves St. Thomas Eastern and has invested in St. Thomas Eastern. Everyone put on your sunglasses because the future is bright, yet not everyone is convinced. Naz, a vocal PNP supporter and a vendor in Morantabie, is adamant that Charles has failed to deliver during her time in office. For almost 5 years, Miss Charles dey here, and she don't do nothing more than ever dey on TikTok. Nothing more she do than just walk past the people. And election time, she talk to people, he said. Time come for better. Shaw do it already as mayor and councillor, so she can do it again. Shaw, who previously served under both the JLP and the PNP, is campaigning on her decades of grassroots experience. She dismissed the criticism over her party switching, saying the people care more about the service than political branding. I think what's important is that I serve the people well, and that is what they are looking for, she told reporters. I'm the servant, not the master. Shaw also touted her recent by-election victory in the Morantabie division as proof that voters trust her to do the work. Support for both the candidates, however, remains high in the constituency. Fabian, a 34-year-old shopkeeper, said he is backing Charles and the broader JLP administration because of national progress. Under the PNP administration, they mash up St. Thomas. Goodyear was the biggest tire manufacturer in the country, and them get rid of it. They mash up everything. So I don't see why Miss Shaw could have if he help them, he said. We no need to see Miss Shaw or Marky British, cause them no have no solid plans for St. Thomas, he said, pointing to the creation of jobs in the parish, the development of the South Coast Highway, and the new urban center by the JLP. If them not like Pernell data, them can vote for Andrew. You have to think about the driver of the bus, he said. Agreeing with that view was 29-year-old entrepreneur Patricia, who said that she grew up in a PNP household but can no longer vote out of tradition alone. She said while several things still need to be addressed in the constituency, including renovating the park, good things are happening, to which she cannot turn a blind eye. At the end of the day, me suffer coming up, and me not see the benefit when my granny get. So me a say me a vote for progress, she said, noting that both she and Brian, whose families are PNP supporters, have decided to break a voting tradition. In the meantime, Dell, a firm supporter of Charles, says that she has been misunderstood but has been working tirelessly. Before the election call, that woman has been on the go. Me not think she rest. She's a no-nonsense person, and she's not a handout person. She not really like give you cash. She not give you no cash, she said. Noting that Charles assisted her with a back-to-school support for her child, Dell said that she believes in helping persons to better themselves by giving them opportunities and resources. She also indicated that many persons who are criticizing have not visited her to seek help for themselves. However, for residents like Iris Kinlock, who has followed Shaw through both major parties, the vote is not about a tradition or blind loyalty. When she did over Labour, me support her. Now she over PNP, me follow her same way, Kinlock said. Me know she can do it. She's a good person, and me know she can do it. Just give her a chance and you will see what St. Thomas made of. With a nomination day behind them, both candidates say they are confident of their chances of winning. Charles said she is confident but not complacent. I don't ever underestimate anyone I'm running against, she said, but my team has walked and walk. That's what sets us apart. For sure, her mantra is to serve, and the people believe and have expressed a confidence in her ability to serve them. We have done our canvass and we're ahead, she said. Our chances are pretty good based on our canvass. JCTU rejects a finance minister claims on 7.5% pay increase. The Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions has pushed back against the statements made by Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Favour Williams, that public sector workers have already received a new 7.5% increase for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Speaking on TVM TV News on Tuesday, Williams said for this fiscal year, 2025-2026, we would have given majority of the public sector workers 7.5% increase already, and it's not back money, it's for fiscal 2025-2026. However, in a release issued on Tuesday, the JCTU described the minister's assertion as not accurate and misleading, stressing that the increase being referenced is not a fresh benefit but a deferred entitlement stemming from the 2022 to 2025 Public Sector Compensation Restructuring Agreement. The union explained that the adjustment movement of eligible workers by up to 3 increments on their salary scales was agreed to on September 12, 2024 under then Finance Minister Nigel Clark. Because the increments were implemented without retroactive effect, they are now being reflected as a 7.5% adjustment. The JCTU further noted that its wage claim for the new 2025-2028 compensation cycle was submitted on November 2024, 2 months after the increment movement had already been finalized, meaning the current adjustment cannot be considered a response to its ongoing claim. The Confederation stressed that the obligation had already been codified under the previous framework and was never intended to be a substitute for new wage negotiations. Warning against the further public mischaracterizations, the JCTU said such a statement risks undermining good faith industrial relations and eroding trust among workers who expect transparency and fairness. The union is calling on the Ministry of Finance to stop presenting deferred obligations as new benefits and to maintain open, honest dialogue with the unions moving forward. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.